trying to define what is social gaming, I think there's a lot of myth, and I just thought that I could define this in a very, very simplistic manner. But really, social games are games that you play with friends and are not the typical games which you are used to, which is a game like a Pac-Man or a Counter-Strike, which you would either play in a single-player format or in a LAN-based format, not leveraging the social graph. So simplistically put it, social games are activity-based applications that you participate with friends on a social graph. So social graph is the very critical aspect which you leverage and which you further use to express yourself. The other very interesting paradox is that social games attract non-gamers. This is a paradoxical statement, but if you really look at the reality is that if you ask a lot of people who farm on a social network or who play games like poker on a social network, they would say that they hadn't played games ever before. As a result, if you really look at it, it attracts a larger volume of people. Approximately 400 million unique people play social games on a monthly level at a global level, as against if I look at the MMORPG type of games, which is 20 million. Of course, if you look at social games from a monetization point of view, they're much lower on average revenues per users, but much larger bases of users. Another stat that I got, which I thought to share with you, is that approximately 40% of time spent on a system like Facebook goes towards social games. And if you really look at, from our example, Ibibo, I think on time spent, we are now number 2, not because of the reach, but because of the fact that there are lots of social games ahead of systems like LinkedIn and even Orkut, but a bit behind Facebook. The other interesting aspect of looking at social games are that they're like a mini social network. All of you have profiles on social network, right? So a game is like my profile, my expression. So my farm or my underworld is what is the core motivation which drives people to play social games with friends. And then social games act as an amazing connector amongst friends, because an action that you do with your friends on a particular game leads to a communication. So you would have seen a number of times a lot of friends of yours are actually not creating status messages, but a status is being created via the social app or a social game, and then there is communication and commenting and a comment thread which starts from there on. So it becomes an interesting motivator for users as it becomes a context for expression and communication.